A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic move, South Korea has formally proposed military talks with North Korea, aiming to address escalating border tensions and clarify the military demarcation line that separates the two nations. This offer marks the first attempt at dialogue in 7 years, reflecting a shift in South Korea's approach under President Lee Jae-myung, who has taken steps to ease military tensions with the North. The proposal comes in response to repeated incursions by North Korean troops, which have raised concerns about the potential for armed conflict. Kim Hong-cheol, South Korea's Deputy Minister for National Defense Policy, stated in a briefing that establishing military-to-military communication channels could help prevent accidental clashes. He emphasized the need for a clear reference line for the military demarcation line, MDL, that runs through the heavily fortified border, known as the Demilitarized Zone, DMZ. The DMZ stretches 250 kilometers across the Korean peninsula and is characterized by its 4-kilometer width, heavily fortified with barbed wire, combat troops, and an estimated 2 million landmines. The ongoing tensions have been exacerbated by North Korean soldiers reportedly crossing the MDL while undertaking military construction activities, including the installation of tactical roads and laying mines. In response, South Korean forces have fired warning shots and issued broadcasts urging North Korean troops to retreat. The backdrop of this proposal is the historical context of the Korean War, which concluded with an armistice in 1953 but never resulted in a formal peace treaty, leaving both nations technically at war. President Lee's administration has also sought to reverse the hardline policies of his predecessor, Yoon Suk-yeol, who was impeached amid controversies surrounding his governance. Since taking office, Lee has made efforts to remove propaganda loudspeakers along the border and has banned the dropping of anti-Pyongyang leaflets. Despite South Korea's overtures for dialogue, North Korea has yet to respond, and its leadership has largely shunned discussions with Seoul and Washington since the collapse of nuclear negotiations with former U.S. President Donald Trump in 2019. Observers note that the current offer for talks may be part of Lee's broader strategy to reopen communication channels with the North, especially following Kim Jong-un's declaration last year to abandon peaceful unification goals and reframe the South as a permanent adversary. The South Korean military has reported increased activity from North Korean forces along the border, including the addition of anti-tank barriers and further mine laying. The heavily militarized 248-kilometer-long border remains one of the most fortified frontiers in the world, a legacy of the Korean War's unresolved status. As the situation continues to develop, the international community watches closely, hopeful for a reduction in hostilities and a potential path toward renewed dialogue between the two Koreas. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.